Found out yesterday that the United States hasn't ratified the Convention Against Enforced Disappearance, which prohibits the abduction and secret detention by any person by the state. In her article, Autocracy, Rules for Survival, Masha Gessen, who's lived under autocratic regimes for most of her life, starts her survival tips with rule number 1, believe the autocrat. Journalists in America are already working hard to rationalize and dismiss Trump's extreme statements and actions, and the extreme statements and actions of his appointees, with the simple and incorrect logic that when you hear somebody say something monstrous, it's safe to round down to the nearest morally comprehensible position. It might be overstating the case to say that Trump has declared a clear intention to commit genocide, but we know that he has, in real life, said that we should kill the families of suspected terrorists, that we should torture captive combatants, that we should track and deport Muslim Americans, and those are just the war crimes and crimes against humanity that I could think of off the top of my head when I was writing this script. Over and over again, Trump has said unbelievably evil things, and the majority of Americans, the moderates, have politely agreed to not believe him, to only believe the most charitable interpretation they come up with, or the most carefully coded formulation of his position. It's vital, if you want to understand the danger that Americans are in under a Trump administration, to resist the temptation to rationalize on his behalf. This episode is titled Rounding Errors, and the error of rounding Trump's beliefs down to the nearest morally comprehensible position is not the only one I want to talk about. There's also a habit to round moral complexity up or down to 1 or 0, activist or fascist, American or terrorist. Like I said last Saturday, if we're going to help the most vulnerable Americans survive the Trump administration, we need to be prepared to form coalitions with people we find distasteful, including people who voted for Trump, but also people throughout the left who hold positions we find grotesque. The perfect is the enemy of the good, and less evil is better than more evil. I'm queer, but I'll stand alongside a homophobe who believes that conversion therapy is a step too far in fighting conversion therapy. I may not be willing to stand with them the next day, in the next action they're taking, but when people are right for a minute, we can support them that minute, and when they're wrong the next, we don't have to stay. It's not hypocrisy to work alongside people who don't agree with you on every position. And in the coming 4 years, moral purity will kill. There's a link in the description to where you can buy this shirt. I'm not affiliated in any way with the store. I just like the artist who made it and the shirt itself, and I think I know a lot of people who might want one. Anyway, bye.